What's up, everybody? I am BK, bkbangers.com. Welcome to another video. Today's video, I want to work on creating drum or key groups with one shots. And I want to showcase how you would, make a beat out of it or just stretching it across the key bed. This question came from Christian G. Christian G asked, if I had a sample, how can, well, it's a little, it's some typo issues, but it's, if I had a sample, how can I do that using notes, chords, and pad perform? I'm in troubles. So he asked a question. I have a video on the channel, um, how to use pad perform. Pad performance mode from the MPC. You could use it from many of the MPCs, from the MPC Studio all the way up to the MPC X. And he hasn't gotten back to me, but I basically asked him. I didn't really understand the question because in the video I showed how to use it. Uh, then he replied to my question and was like, yes, for example, a one shot, no way to use it to make a new melody. It's a strange thing. Um, so Christian G, I hope you find this video. I'm gonna tackle that for you right now. So catch y'all on the flip. Alright, so we're over here in the MPC, and the first thing you wanna do is, if you're gonna use a one shot, you wanna set it into a key group. Now a key group is basically an instrument rather than, it's chromatic. So if you have a regular program and you put the sounds on the pads, it's not the same as if you had it in a key group. I open up this key group right here, and I'm gonna just use stock sounds or any sounds that opens up with this section right here, the media browser. They give us this little cool way to search for sounds in the MPC 2.0, 2.1 software. So for starters, I'm going to press key. Now it's on program mode, so I'm going to put it on sample. Where's keys? Go to keys. So for instance, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to load this key sound. It's a simple one shot. It's already in the root note. Right. The cool thing about these sounds that comes with the MPC is that you actually get, when you get the root note. So when you open it up into sample edit, root note is already here. Now if the root note wasn't there and you knew what the root note say, this was in the key of C2, you would, scroll up to C2. But this was actually in the key already, ready for us. So you'd go to program edit. We close this browser. You go to program edit, and being that this is the only sample that we have, it's the only one there. So you add it to your key group, and now you're able to play it across the bed. The other thing that you want to do, you want to go into where it says root notes. You want to change that to, it was in octave 1, A1. So now it's fully chromatic. All right, I'll put it on this screen, and once I go to pad perform, you see that the layout changes. All right, now we're in pad perform mode, and so it was in the key of A, and it was on octave 1. So what I did was, inside of pad perform mode, I put it on the key of A in octave 1, and pad 8 in the natural minor scale. Pad 8 is actually A1. And as you can see, it's the same as the sample itself. So now that it's in chromatic mode, and we know what the key of the sample is, you can go ahead and, you know, play your music to your heart's content. So his Christian G original question was how to play melodies with a one shot. So this would be how you would go about achieving that. I'm gonna go ahead and adjust this tempo just in case I get inspired and I want to really cook up something. But I'm gonna play with it until I come up with some. So if you have the MPC, you know, studio, any of the MPCs, and you're currently in the MPC 2.0, 2.1 software, you can use the pad perform mode. One of the chords or chord structures inside of pad perform mode is called godly, and it's in the pentatonic minor scale. So these keys that I'm playing comes from this scale. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna record this. I think it's probably like 4 bars, somewhere around there. So you have that chord going right there. The next thing you do, you go to track 2, go back to notes, and come up with a melody using pad perform, staying in the pentatonic minor scale, and come up with something. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna duplicate this, I'm gonna double the length, and I'm going to try to come up with a melody. So now that we have that, the sky's basically the limit now. Now you kind of have, the rhythm, sort of, kind of, you kind of, you're in your zone, you know what you want. The next thing would be like sound design, because for me, this sound is very like dry. So the next thing I'd add, so you play with it to your heart's content, opposed to. So I'm gonna save this real quick. So now we have that going. The next thing you can do, I'll add a new key group. I'll go back to this browser section. So I already got keys. The next thing I do, I add a pad. And I want to look for it to see if I can find a pad in the key of A. Alright, so I like that. Right here. I'll do the same thing. It's already in the key of A2. The root note is already set. I'll go to Program, Edit. So that's A2 right there. And as you can see, it's the same tone. So now I'll play along with what's going on and see if I could come up with something. So you want to, if for any reason when you're pressing the pads and you're holding the pads, it extends over, you want to adjust that because it'll mess up with certain sounds, especially on the end when it's looping back. See, like this one right here is okay because it's not going back. So alright, so the other thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna adjust this velocity, see if that makes a difference. Alright, that sounds a little bit better. The other thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move it up one octave by pressing and holding down Shift and the up arrow key. Oh, what? Pressing and holding down Shift and pressing the up arrow key one time will move it up one octave. I like it better in the octave that it's in, so I'm going to see if I could find a filter of some sort. That sound better opposed to this. Okay, I gotta work on this. If we want to double click and type in the numbers that we want, we should be able to do that. Just a note for Akai. So alright, so we're gonna work with that right there. See, so you off with the start of a beat, you started with just one shots and you turning it into, I got a chord structure going, I have melodies going. smooth. I'm not even gonna make no adjustments. The only thing I'm gonna do is I'll probably add a reverb to it. Um, what I did was I put the MPC in note repeat. I put it on the times correction of 4 notes, which you can see right here, and I just played along, because I'm in key. Everything sounds right. So right now it's just, now you got that going all from one shots using the key group and the pad perform mode. The next thing you basically do now is just add some drums. You add some sauce. I'm gonna keep it, all stock, all generic, and see what I come up with. Now I'm kind of like really, 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 really picky with drums. I generally don't use stock drums. Let me go to these expansions. Let's see what I can find from the Dark Parallax. Yo, these these programs is low key fire, yo. I'm gonna do a review probably sometime this week or next week. I'm gonna start reviewing these expansions. I've reviewed in the past Masada cycle kits, but I never did any from the actual expansions that you would purchase from Akai. Things is kind of knocking. I'm gonna go ahead and work with just this random one. I don't know if I'm gonna find no drums in it or not, but I'm gonna play with it. Pretty much at this point, the sky's really the limit. You could add different things, different textures, different effects to come up with something special, something unique to your sound and what you do and what kind of music you produce. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to stick into the into the native stock effects and things of that nature, but I just want to test something out. So yeah, man, that's really it. That's all to it. Once you have your one shots, you know what the key of the one shot is. You simply put it in the key, open up half perform mode, chromatically play out some chords, chromatically play out a melody, layer some drums, alter the sounds, tweak sounds so it becomes your own. That's the fun thing about working with like one shots and stuff like that, is because you tweak it and then there's no sound out there that sounds like that. Like there's no sound that sounds like this out there, right? Everybody that purchased the MPC Live or X or any of the MPCs that have the stock sounds, everybody everyone has that, right? But no one has it the way that I played it or the way that you would play it, right? And then when you add in the effects on it, no one has that besides you, because the way that you tweak the effects, nobody's gonna, you know, you can't duplicate it. Even if you try, like it's gonna be a semitone off, a note or two off. It won't be exact. So that was from the key, the piano. Then we added the pad. Then we added what I added next. The pluck. That's the pluck sound. And then we added the drums. You know, some of those sounds don't really work with each other, but I did this to showcase that you could start from a one shot, open up the key group setting, and put in your sound. Pause. So just as a quick recap, right? I just want to show how to go about doing it. Find your sound, whatever sound that is. If you're getting it from the stock sounds, some of the stock sounds come with the key already embedded, so it'll automatically set it to the root note for you. If you using your own sound, whatever sound that may be, is beneficial if you know what the root note is. Therefore, you can place it, and when you go into program edit and you put the sample here in layer 1, you could then go to root note and put in the appropriate root note for it. So therefore, when you play it across the keypad, it's all in key. All right, so salute to Christian G. I think that was your name. Hope I'm not butchering it. Christian G. That's how you use key groups to make melodies and flip. You use key groups to make melodies from one shots. All right. So I hope you learned something today. If there's any questions at all, if I wasn't clear enough for you, be sure to write your question or concerns in the comment area, and I will get back to you as soon as possible at my most earliest convenience. If you haven't already subscribed, you're not a subscriber, I'm not sure what you're waiting for. Please do subscribe, like, comment, and share. I need you guys to share this on all platforms, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, whatever, Snapchat, whatever platform you use outside of YouTube. You'll see this on YouTube, but please, just when you're on YouTube, if you are a subscriber, if you if you are a subscriber, that means you have an account. And once you hit share, you're able to send it across several different media platforms, and that'll be much appreciated. Um, so we could help get this content to in different arenas. All right, so do remember that music is life. It is our DNA, y'all. Keep banging. Peace, love, light. Till next time. Peace. Alright, y'all. Love and light till next time. Be sure to stop by Sample School Sundays. We just posted episode 34 and 35, I believe. Be sure to stop by and check that out. Peace.